Welcome to Boxing MMA Septic, and today's topic, Tank versus Frank Martin. Now, this fight is about to be one of the best fights of this year. This year has given us a lot of fights. It's going to give us even more fights, but this right here is going to be the best. And why I say that is because you're matching two explosive fighters together. And you see, what I think is that this fight has no choice but to be active. And the reason being that, yes, we all know Tank, the first few rounds does give the first few rounds away by watching and observing his opponents. Probably the first 1 to 3 rounds. Looking at the habits, and that's what I love about Tank, because when you look at it, he's not looking to get to around 12 most of the time. And he doesn't do it with lack of skill like the likes of Deontay Wilder. He does it with actual skill. And how he does it is this. He looks at his opponent's bad habits, patterns. He uses that time to fill them out. And after that, he uses the habits against them and uses technical skills and also pure power to knock them the fuck out. Now, Tank is a perfect example of a powerhouse I respect because, like I said, on this channel, I've always been one of the people that blasts people like Deontay Wilder. And why I blast people like Deontay Wilder is this. Wilder's got no skill set, just power. Tank's got amazing boxing IQ, fight IQ, amazing skill set and boxing, background, and God-gifted power. When you combine these factors, that's what makes someone with power respectable in boxing. See, he didn't reject boxing for pure power. He used pure power with boxing. That's how to be a boxer with power. Tank is the kind of dude I can get down with and the kind of dude I can respect. Now, of course, I've criticized some of the moves he's made in the past. Yeah, of course I have, to be fair. But I've always been a big fan of Tank because I think he's one of the best out there, especially in the lower weight divisions. Now, Frank Martin, I love Frank. Explosive, quick. That's why they call him the Ghost. He's quick, in and out. And he's a guy that forces the action. I've never seen a Frank Martin fight. Not with Rivera, not with Anatolian, not with any of his opponents that a Frank Martin fight hasn't been active, hasn't been full of action. Frank Martin fights are never boring. They're never boring. There's never a time. So does also Tank too. There's never a time that these fights are boring. And I believe Saturday is going to be action packed. Now, who do I have? I have Tank. I think this fight is going to be a close fight. Maybe. But it might also not be a close fight. Depends on if Tank reads his habits quick enough. If Tank can read Frank's bad habits, which I think he does have bad habits. I think Frank Martin tends to overextend himself, which he can get cracked by a counterpuncher like Tank. Easily. Should he overextend himself, he'll get knocked out. Facts. He's not gonna get out of that one. But should he box smart, he just might win it by a decision because between him and Tank, if you observe Martin is a much more active fighter, and this kind of activity could tilt Martin to favorable lights with the judges. But the most likely outcome, and that's why I said I'm Team Tank on this one, the most likely outcome is Tank sleeps Martin. Because Martin he makes too many mistakes when he fights. He's amazing, but he makes too many mistakes when he fights. And those mistakes, I've never known Tank not to look at your mistakes and take full advantage of them. You know, Tank will always take advantage of your mistakes. So, yeah, I'm Team Tank. But if you disagree, tell me what you think. Like and subscribe.